Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Doctor Who review, episode number 64. This is discussing, last one I discussed basically a Doctor series. I'll discuss basically a new special or the next one I'm going to do. Basically, what I'm going to do right now is basically this, a Comic Corner, another Doctor review, and then it's going to be two manga reviews, and then my other Comic Corner I have ready to go, the physical one, and then with One Piece, basically, I'm going to do, I think it's going to be One Piece, Comic Corner, and Doctor Who. And then with Eden Zero as well. So, with this one, we're discussing more of Flux. We're discussing episodes 3 and 4. The third episode, Once Upon a Time, well, this one is kind of resolving the situation we had last episode where we have Yaz being trapped in this area. Basically, we do answer the question of how the enemy, the main bad of the season, knows who the Doctor is. And why Doctor doesn't remember her. Of course, they probably get into the division. So, the Doctor spends this whole episode repairing time, which he does succeed in doing. Time is fixed. Yes, fix the problem with the temple. That's fixed pretty much by the end of the episode. Though we do get a chance to explore basically some hidden memories of the fugitive Doctor. Yeah, we see her return first time since the final episode of the previous series, which I'll discuss more with that later. So, well, we do see basically the siege, basically the same area. Of course, Doctor's passed by the mirror a little bit later. Though we do get a chance to see a tease for the next episode, feature return the Weeping Angels. Though we had this first tease back in episode 1 with the woman Claire, where a woman she passed by the Doctor. I'll explain. Then she gets transported to the 1960s. Yes, apparently it's the year 1967. There's a couple different things going on in the next episode, which go to the Valley of the Weeping Angels. This is probably by far the first feature story for the Weeping Angels in quite a while. And if you're really curious, when was the last known official episode to feature a Weeping Angel? And this, of course, is for Doctor Who. Well, it's a news, but technically, you can think of his first one as Lay of the Land. So it's the first time since the previous Doctor who actually featured him. Yes. Yeah. It's nice to see the return of the Weeping Angels here. I mean, yeah, they're still scary, and the fact that, well, they do reveal something about the Weeping Angels I'm not very happy with by the end of this episode. Okay, it's revealed that the Weeping Angels are part of the division. Yes, the Weeping Angels, and I'll get to the finale in just a minute. So we have a bit of basically something that happened back in, I believe it was the final appearance of Amy and Rory, where they're in Manhattan in the 20s, and they get transported back in time about 10, 20 years. And, of course, like an old man when they arrive back in the present day. Yeah, it is quite something. The fact they're trapped in a room. And there's actually a Christmas special I missed, which actually does fix that problem. There's also one point in the story where the Weeping Angels took over the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, how the heck that was accomplished was never really explained in the story. So, they do bring up some references to previous Weeping Angel stories, like their second appearance was actually during the 11th Doctor's run. Yep, Time of the Angels, where the whole thing about having an image, now there's also a drawing, there's basically on a TV set. It has a similar feel to that. And they're after this one with Claire. She thinks, oh, she's a Weeping Angel. Not the case. It turns out she has Weeping Angel in her head. Yeah, apparently this is a rogue Weeping Angel who has information on the division. All of it. And they're after her for some reason. Meanwhile, though, Dan and Yaz are just had to go off, deal with Mystic looking for a missing child. They encounter Weeping Angel and they get transported to 1901. Yes, seriously. And there's this mysterious old lady who's complaining about the statue stuff and people disappearing. It turns by the end of the episode, this lady is actually a little girl who's missing. Yeah, I got transported in 1901. Why? Weeping Angels. Also, for some strange reason, like the area, and it's also like this for the for 1967 Village as well, where it's like it's a separate dimension and pieces of it are falling off into like nothingness. I'm like, what the heck? Like, last time I checked, the Weeping Angels do not have this ability. They've been able to transport, and talk about quantum time, which, okay, fine. And here's the thing with Weeping Angels. They're assassins. Why the heck would they be agents for the division? It makes no freaking sense at all. It's almost like Chibnall is trying to ruin stuff, writing-wise, when it comes to certain characters. Well, not as bad as Steve Moffat. It seems like every time the Daleks show up, he has to retcon the previous appearance, basically by either wiping their memory or, oh, their memory's been restored. Now, I haven't talked about the Dalek stuff yet because, basically, I'll just talk about that later. So, they have this thing where they have to look at them a lot, which is something that basically is a common thing for with Weeping Angels. They get outside and have a whole bunch of them. So, apparently Claire made a deal. And they came to let her go, and maybe an angel overhead. The Weeping Angels get a doctor, and then she transforms into a Weeping Angel. I'm like, what? Really? Since when did the Weeping Angels have the ability to transform a doctor into a Weeping Angel? Something that's not really explained. But don't worry, I'll be back to this later when I'll discuss basically the last two parts of this particular story. But in the case 2 episodes overall, I actually like episode 4 a little bit better than episode 3. 3 was okay. I like the stuff with the Fugitive Doctor, which I'll discuss there when I discuss series 12 a little more, because that's her debut. But that was the only interesting part I found the whole thing, because the stuff with the new character who is not Dan, the one who appears. Oh yeah, there's also a subplot with him. Excuse me. Also, this is weird thing. I've never seen this before with Doctor Who. We have a post-credit scene. Also, the credits are blurry for some strange reason when they go to the credits. And they cut away to where the guy who had showed up prior to that, what was his name? I look up his name here. Well, the stuff with Belle in here, her stuff was okay at best. Okay, it's Instant V. Vinder. That's his name. He probably said it too fast, so basically I wasn't, well. Oh yeah, it's also revealed that the Flux. This I thought was quite interesting, basically, hopefully explain this. Apparently, according to the head of the division, apparently the Flux is not natural. It is artificially created to destroy the universe because of the Doctor. And your viewer like, what? Seriously? The Flux was created to get rid of Doctor stuff? Like, what the heck? We'll discuss this hopefully when it comes to the next couple episodes, they actually do explore this, because that will be interesting. Also, we do see briefly that the guy from the Victorian era again, who popped up, the different guy, he's also got a futuristic weapon for some strange reason. Where he got it is never explained, because that gun is not from 1820. That's basically a future weapon. Yep, I like the first episodes, but I really enjoy them. In the case these two, I think 4 is probably better than the 3. 3 has some good highlights for it. But 4, wow, that ending. We'll discuss that later. We'll discuss basically part 2, 5 and 6 in the review. But next video for this one, we'll be discussing basically the first New Year's Day special. That will not be next. Basically, first it will be a comic corner, and then it will be basically that New Year's special. Okay, next video. Bye.